Armourfied fighting spirits kind of break Inazuma 11 Go to Chrono Stones, and today we're going to go over the game's competitive meta to explain why. So without further ado, let's just dive straight in. So immediately off the bat, let's take a look at the prominent skills in the go-to metagame. You've obviously got your typical skills like big moves, put your back into it, and the element boosts. And this is probably a good time to mention that if you haven't seen any of our past competitive guide videos, make sure you do that. We've got a bunch on the channel already, and you can subscribe to see more Inazuma 11 content coming in the future. As for new skills, there's two that are quite complex to set up, but definitely give you a big boost. Those are Second Wind and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Second Wind gives you a 1.5 times power boost when the user has a TP stat of 0, while Blood, Sweat, and Tears gives you a 1.5 times power boost when the user has an FP stat of 25 or lower. Then you've also got Pronto Pass, a skill which increases your pass speed and kind of breaks the game in half, but that's for a different video. Now let's take a look at movesets. Quite a few of the strongest moves in the game are inaccessible, but there are some obtainable from play coins and street passes that kind of define a player's moveset in the meta. For goalies, these are God Hand X, White Hole, Cyclone, and Double God Hand. For just general defensive moves, that's Pterodactyl Swoop. And if we're looking at shot blocks, you've got Asterox, Ozone Flare, Jungle Jam, and Wall of Atlantis. For dribbling moves, Ball Lightning, Heaven's Time, Athena's Anthem, Sword of the King, and Format Disc. Then you've got two kinds of shots, like power shots, so for instance, Werewolf Howl, Fire Tornado Double Drive, Emperor Penguin number 3, Bloodsucker Bite, and Zero Magnum. And then you've got stun shots that prioritize the stun meter. Those are Thunder Taker, Black Ash, and Great Blaster. You'd also want your goalkeeper to have an absorbing move, so that's one that's a catch that basically means you take less stun damage. So for instance, Shot Stopper, All-Star, Shadow Catch, and Snake Bite. So now let's take a look at some example move sets for players who don't have unobtainable moves. For instance, an unobtainable move would be like Omega Assault, one that you can't get a manual for. So a normal goalkeeper's moveset would look something like this. So for a goalkeeper's moveset, you'd want two big goalkeeping moves, then you'd want your absorb move, then a dribble in case you get stunned or caught outside the box, and then two skills. Defenders would want Pterodactyl Swoop, Asterox to cover against Final Death Zone, then another shot block, then a dribble move, and then two skills. Midfielders would want Pterodactyl Swoop, Asterox, two dribble moves, Pronto Pass, and put your back into it. And forwards would want a shot, a stun shot, a dribble move, Pterodactyl Swoop, and two skills. And also keep in mind when it comes to Mximaxing that the player's Mximax aura is advised to have the same skills as the base player does. So for instance, if Ricardo was Mximaxing with Victor, they would want to have the same skills. Now let's move on to fighting spirits. Fighting spirits as they were in Go 1 are kind of outdated, and that's all because of Armourfied. Armourfied is not only stronger than normal spirits, but is also used as a means to make Mximax last longer as FP doesn't drain when a spirit is active. It lasts approximately 10 to 15 in-game minutes. And the best spirits are White King / Black King, Eris, Comet, Lancelot Apollo, Pegasus, Maestro, Sir Rabi, Berserker, Musashi, Evra, Pendragon, Sickle Weasel, and Scramjet. And then you've got two fighting spirits who are normally banned. You've got Thunderbird, who has a skill called Well-Oiled Machine, which essentially gives everyone on the team perfect pass. And then Feng Huang, who has a skill called Pass Boost, which essentially gives everyone on the team Pronto Pass. And as I said, the passing skills are very broken in the game. But we've mentioned it a lot, let's actually talk about Mximax for a sec. It's a lot stronger than Armourfied, but can't last very long without it, so the two need to kind of work in tandem. In the competitive meta, it's advised to have auras with the best possible stat spreads to give to your players. For instance, for defenders, you might want to use someone like Gustav Weathervane, as he has very high block and gives lots of speed because of his air element. Then just to quickly go over some of the other tactical features in Go 2, you've got coaches. Instead of boosting certain players like in Go 1, coaches instead boost tactics in various degrees. Now normally tactics are banned in competitive, so coaches are kinda useless, but if they're not banned, then you want to use Beta Noir or Grandfather as to give the most strength to defensive tactics. As for your formation, same as Go 1, you want to use F Eternal Light. But also F Zan and F Beta are very common because of player positioning, and the rest are just pretty much straight up inferior as they have too high of a high line in order to effectively shot block with. Then there's also the small matter of reverse positioning, but we have a whole separate video for that you can go and check out if you want to learn more. But thank you so much for watching today's video, and a massive thank you to Zikri AK for helping out as always. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!